Speaking to a narcissist can leave you confused, overwhelmed, upset, stressed, and angry. It can absolutely be emotionally and mentally draining when you're interacting with a narcissist. This video will help you communicate in an effective way, protect your well-being when you're faced with a narcissist. I'm Deshara, I'm a therapist, and I'm here to teach you therapy techniques to therapy yourself. Someone with narcissistic traits may include a lack of empathy, self-centeredness, sense of self-importance. They might be arrogant, they feel they must be admired, and they have a preoccupation with power, beauty, or success. The key when dealing with a narcissist is to be so mindful of how you react when you're interacting with a narcissist. Staying calm and composed will allow you and make it much easier to implement some of these strategies. So when you set boundaries, you're making it clear to that person what you will and what you won't accept. By making it clear, it's clearer in your mind of where you stand with yourself and not allowing that person to confuse you, make you feel stressed or upset, which then creates that cloud or like a difficulty being able to see what you want because they're being so overpowering on you. By keeping communication short and factual, you then stick to the point of what you want, and without elaborating on what you're talking about, you then don't allow that person or the narcissist to come in and again confuse you. Be assertive. So being assertive means saying no and also saying that doesn't work for me, so I prefer not to do that, or actually I disagree, so I would prefer to do it this way. That way you're not allowing the narcissist to come in, control you and manipulating you and also making those attacks of you, because immediately you've shut them down and you've already disarmed that narcissist. And throughout doing this, by remaining calm and composed, it then allows you to communicate in a much more effective way to yourself, even if that person is trying to provoke you or try to manipulate you. By remaining calm and composed, you're allowing yourself to see what it is that you want and staying in that box without that person coming in and trying to muddle your mind or create confusion. These strategies can be effective to disarm a narcissist, as they will realise that they're not getting to control you, manipulate you and make their personal attacks because they're no longer affecting you. Remember that their actions and their behaviours towards you, they're not your fault. Even if you have made a mistake, you are not responsible for their reaction. A helpful way that Dr. Darama suggested is to put things into perspective. What would a reasonable person say or do in this situation compared to this narcissist reaction? So we've got the normal person, so we've got the normal way, so the person might be understanding, they might find solutions together and ways to move forward from it together. Whereas the narcissist, they would blame and make personal attacks, bring up the past and every other mistake made. They might do name calling, give you the silent treatment, and when interacting with a narcissist, it can be so easy to feel overwhelmed. Therefore, by us setting boundaries in the conversation, it will help you then disengage, detach from that person and the emotions that they're making you feel. Some lines that you could use in conversation could be, that doesn't work for me. I hear and understand you, however I feel this way. I disagree. I don't see myself like that. When you're willing to listen and understand what I'm saying and my perspective, then I will have a conversation with you. And what you don't do is telling them they're wrong. The narcissists in their mind are never wrong. Telling them that they're wrong. Narcissists in their mind are never wrong, and they will hold their stance even when presented with the facts that discredit their point. They will find ways to poke holes in your evidence. However, you can tell a narcissist that they are wrong indirectly. For example, you make a good point, but I see things differently, or I don't recall that. It's important to recognise when you need help that it may be time to leave a relationship or seek therapy or change a job. It's important to work on your own self-esteem to not lose yourself and start to build a healthy support system. The support system or having therapy will give you the help to identify the best way to move forward, as sometimes this can feel quite difficult if you're experiencing these difficult emotions on your own or you're feeling defeated. Remember your boundaries, but narcissists will never honour them. Be prepared for the narcissist to ask for more than you're willing to give, and always hold your ground. Other things not to do is to call them a liar. Narcissists love to tell tales about their accomplishments, and any challenges of those actions deflates their ego and puts them on guard. Pressing your point will only escalate the situation. The things that may not be helpful is to directly confront them. Narcissists are hypersensitive to criticism, and calling them out is rarely helpful. They may react with narcissistic rage or additional manipulation attempts. Instead, try to reframe the negative feedback as compliments as much as possible. Only challenge their behaviour in small doses and when absolutely necessary. Other times, it's best to just walk away. And sometimes when you tell them how to do something, narcissists view any form of criticism as a personal attack. And again, see feedback as someone belittling them or challenging their capabilities. A narcissist will shut down, tell you to do it yourself, or say, don't ask me for anything. They will feel like they have done something wrong, and any mistakes that crush their ego or their self-esteem. Teamwork is your greatest asset in this scenario. Instead of suggesting a better way to do something, offer a different approach. Choose your battles wisely and remember that a narcissist has to be right. Trying to convince them of something that they disagree with is not worth your time. Expecting them to see your point of view, you'll only be disappointed and frustrated if you expect a narcissist to honour your opinion or your viewpoint. In their mind, there's only one way to do it. That's focusing on themselves, their own needs, and trying to explain your mindset most likely doesn't always work. That's the end of this video. Thumbs up, like, and subscribe.